Welcome back. This is Wife Cooks Chris Eats number 13. Today I try to switch it up and cook myself. Gonna make a pot pie using our new Dutch oven. So adding the flour, add a little bit of salt, and the butter. Then we grab some vegetable shortening, or if you want to go really down south, I guess you can do lard. But then we get the fork, mush it all together with the flour. Then we add some ice cold water, about a couple spoons at a time, and then mash it in between. Try to make sure it's nice, good consistency, crumbly yet sticking together, clumping up. And then you can use your hands to make a nice ball. And then you can split it about in half and use one clump for one side of the pie for the bottom and then the top. And we have to let this chill for about 2 hours before you actually use it. So just make it into a nice little disc. And you can wrap it in plastic, but I just use a Ziploc baggie just to stick it in. Then put it in the refrigerator. And now I'm gonna cook the sauce, the meat sauce. I decided to use some kielbasa sausage and some bell peppers. Trying to be a little bit original. I did want to make just the chicken pot pie, so I'm making a pork sausage pot pie. First, get the garlic minced. And then an onion. Some major tears going during this Vidalia cut. I like to keep things separate. I keep the onions and the garlic together because that's what I'm going to saute first. So just putting those all together in one bowl. And then I'm going to do my bell peppers. I tried to chop the top off of this guy first, but it's a little too much work, so let's go old school. It's easier with your hands. Pry open, tear out the center, and it's good to go. Chop, chop. Then I put these in a separate container while I get ready to make the rest. And the butter, about 1/3 cup. And now I'm boiling some water and adding some chicken bouillon. This is in place of trying to make a chicken broth basically. If you would have cooked your chicken beforehand, you would have already had your chicken broth to use for this, but since I'm not using chicken, I'm just making some chicken broth for the flavor of the gravy. Then I'm sauteing the garlic and the onions together. Let that cook for a while. And then after it's browned, add the sausages. Oh, those guys escaped, but not for long. Cook that all together. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the bell peppers. Saute it all at once. Then start seasoning. So first I'm adding the black pepper, grinding it in there, and some thyme, some basil leaves, and some oregano. I like these leaves. Usually used in Italian cooking, but I figured it'd go good with the sausage and bell peppers. Then I'm adding the chicken broth. Getting ready to make the gravy. Add a little bit of about a cup of milk, whatever you like to use. I'm using almond milk, unsweetened, low calories. It's not gonna have much with the calories of the chicken pot pie, but I like almond milk. Tastes good. Then adding about a cup of flour, about 2/3 cup of actual flour, actually not a whole cup. And then mix it all together, making your gravy. It probably would have been better to make the gravy without the meat in it first, so the flour starts to get clumped up, but it's okay. I figured if I add the frozen vegetables to it, peas, carrots, and green beans and whatnot, the ice and the frozen vegetables will add some more liquid, and that'll help me mix and get the flour clumps off of the other sausages and bell peppers. Just cooking it, mixing it, trying to get that flour in there together, making the gravy nice and thick. Then you take your 2-hour chilled, or overnight, however long you want to chill it, pie crust. First I tried to use that rolling pin, but it wasn't working well, so went old school. Do some E Honda palm pushes. That's great. Yeah. This is actually the hardest part of making the pot pie. Getting the crust done just right. Decent size. Let's take your cast iron skillet. I got it on this wax paper to make it easy to try to make it easy to get on in there. Yeah. Yeah. A little piece broke off there. My first time, so I think I did okay. You can scoot it while it's in there. Line it up right. Then once you have it lined up in the center, you can start shaping it to your pan or pot, whatever you're using for your pot pie. So my cast iron Dutch oven is pretty thick, so it's not enough to fill the entire way up. And then we add our cooked gravy and meat and vegetables to it. Look at that, looks good. Nice and thick. Get it all in there. Your Dutch oven's big enough to handle it. Top half. That one worked out a lot better than the bottom, but it's not quite as big as the bottom. I guess I used more dough on the bottom half than the top, so it doesn't coat to the very edges, but it'll do. Coating it with some one beaten egg, coating the surface, help it get a nice golden hue and a little bit more crispy. Take your fork and make that cool pie design they got there, my starburst. All right, 425, it's ready. Cover it up, large, and stick it in the oven. I cooked it for about 35 to 38 minutes or so. Now good to go. And I'm cutting it here, but I let it rest for about 10 minutes before doing this. Now let's try it out. It's thick. Picture. Try it out. Bell pepper in the crust. It's good. Good crust. Try the sausage. It's good. Not exactly what I was going for the pork sausage, but still good. Sausage gravy turned out really good. The crust turned out really good. I just think next time I'll probably use a different meat, maybe some lamb, beef, or if I want to be traditional, I guess I could just use chicken. But works good. See y'all later.